Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It is not Self-Care Wednesday today. I thought about it and then thought, let's just make it, cut and dry, super simple. Just get right to it and go. Okay, so, and I'm doing that because I still need a little bit more rest before tomorrow, but as you can see, I'm still in my pajamas. I know, these are my jammies. So, I'm in my jammies, but, I figured, hey, it's a day before an American holiday, let's do jammy time, although I did put on makeup for you. So, the goal is to not frighten people away, but anyways, I have my tea. I actually feel better, much better than I sound. I baked a little last night. Well, I wouldn't call it baking. I made some peppermint bark fudge. This morning, I'm going to start cooking because I am responsible for candied yams and mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving. That's my job. Sorry about that. That's my job. So, and yes, I make my mashed potatoes from scratch, and they're amazing. So, all right. Let's get to it. Okay. Card number 8. We are number 8 of getting into the vortex, or basically getting into self-awareness when it comes to relationships. And again, this is to help decorate that home that we built of self-love. That house of self-love has the foundation, it has the roof, it has the walls, it has the windows, and now it's time to decorate the inside. So we're on card number 8. Of 60. Whew, I know, 2 months worth of this stuff. The universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. Oh, it's another law of attraction card. So again, the universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. I'm going to read that probably one more time, but before I do, there's one thing I want to mention. Today is a new moon. Okay, now for all of you who are like, oh yeah, moons, the moon cycles, whatever. The new moon is really thought to be, the new moon is really thought to be, like a manifestation moon. You put things up into the sky, the universe, your higher power, your source, whatever it is. And it's supposed to be the most powerful time for manifestation. And the whole point is, it's about the moon cycle. It's about the lunar cycle. When you start at the dark moon, the new moon, you are starting from scratch. You're putting things out there, and it is what they call a waxing moon, which means it's getting bigger into the full moon. So as it gets bigger into the full moon, the waxing moon carries your intentions, your prayers, whatever it is that you're putting out there, and it starts to put it together, right? To build it, to create something for you. And, the whole purpose of that is to manifest things into your life, and in a good way, not out of desperation. I will tell you now, whether you're praying, whether you're setting an intention, or, creating a manifestation, trying to manifest something, if you are doing it from a place of desperation and doubt, it is not going to happen. In fact, you're just going to keep bringing reasons to yourself as to why it won't happen. And I hate to say that as a matter of fact type of thing, like, nope, sorry, it ain't happening. But you're putting out the wrong vibration. And the vibration is what carries the prayer, carries the intention, carries the manifestation. Think of it as like a flying carpet, right? Or if you're not willing to go into the fantasy mode of that, think of it as like a bird. This bird is carrying your intentions, but, if you're not going to believe in it, then that bird's going to fly over some kind of weird duck range and probably get shot by a hunter. So, I know it sounds grim and it sounds terrible, but that's what you're doing to your prayers and your intentions and your manifestations. If you don't believe and if you don't trust in what you're doing, you are going to kill it. So when you're putting out these things, really try and send the right vibe with it. Just put it out there and let it go. Let the waxing moon carry it on its beautiful lunar cycle towards the full moon. When we get to the full moon, we'll also talk about how that's a time to release things. But right now, let's focus on the new moon, because the new moon is today. It's the new moon in Sagittarius. And so, speaking of which, I have a friend who has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Kenya. I'm not sure you watch these, but if you do, happy birthday. So anyways, So yeah, let's get into the universal law of attraction. And the reason I wanted to really kind of go into that is because it is a new moon. It is a very powerful time to say your prayers, to set your intentions, to, you know, create your manifestations. And excuse me, sorry. I know, I'm really sorry guys, I'm really kind of winging this. I took so much cold medicine. I took so much cold medicine this morning. It's all starting to work now. So, all right, let's get going before I start having a cough attack again. The universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. The law of attraction is the universal manager of all vibrations, which expands to everything that exists through the universe. And so, at the same time that the law of attraction is responding to the vibrational content of your physical thoughts, it is also responding to the vibrational content of your inner being. So it's like I mentioned, for anybody that's new, I have not really gone through these cards. You know, I've seen 58 and 60. Those are the only two cards I've really seen. I've had this deck for years, but never really went through it because it wasn't exactly what I thought it was. But now that I have it, I love it because I really do think that this is the best thing to help us decorate that house of self-love. And this card is exactly what I was just talking about. Where it says, the law of attraction is the universal manager of all vibration, which expands to everything that exists through the universe. And so, at the same time that the law of attraction is responding to the vibrational content of your physical thoughts, it is also responding to the vibrational content of your inner being. If you are not going to trust this and you are not feeling any kind of trust for this, you're shooting yourself in the foot. All right. You are maiming that intention. Now, I know not everybody believes in the law of attraction or the universe. So think of it as heaven and your higher powers, you know, or wherever your source sits, Valhalla, you know, all these different, whoever you lean into, whoever your power source is, you know, I like them all. Excuse me. And not just because, and like I've said this before, like a broken record again. I like them all, but not because of, you know, the just in case thing. Some people think it's the just in case thing, but I read about these things. I read and I open myself up to all possibilities of everything because I really think that's a very good and honest way to kind of look at the world. I mean, we all say there's only one deity out there, but you have a lot of different religions out there and you have a lot of different people. Now, granted, all the mainstream religions, even the ones that fight with each other, they're all praying to the same person or same, deity, but which is dumb. And not that it's dumb that they're praying to that same deity. It's dumb that they fight. I mean, what's the point, right? You're literally, what they're fighting over is who's doing it better. Who's doing it right? There's no right way. There's no wrong way. If you believe in God, God is there for you. I don't believe he is a deity to be feared. People, I'm God-fearing. Why? You are literally asking someone for blessings, but you're afraid of them. That's the wrong attitude to go into. And I'm being honest. I don't think God is as judgy as people thinks he is. But I won't get into that because that's controversial. So my thoughts are a bit controversial. So, but anyways, that's the way I look at my higher powers. That's the way I look at God. And yes, God is at my spiritual table. I am a polytheist, which means I believe in more than one deity, but he sits at the front. So that's because I was raised Catholic, and I do like that part. I mean, there's no reason for me to walk away. I've never had a bad experience like some people I know that have had a bad experience with religion. I've never had a bad experience with a religion, so I just, I became a lapsed Catholic because I veered off in a different direction. I just veered off into a way that suited my spiritual needs much better than organized religion does. And that doesn't mean it's wrong for other people, but what is wrong is when we judge other people and what we judge other people on their beliefs, and we try to turn them back to our beliefs. Let them do what makes them happy. That's how people thrive. That's how people grow. One way is not the right way. All different ways are the right way. And someday, it is my hope, whether it's in my lifetime or not, people will come together and start to see that, there is no wrong way. to worship God. The only wrong way is to fear him. There's no reason to fear your deities. You know, I mean, they may whop you upside the head sometimes or whap you upside the head sometimes because, you know, get a nice little wallop and a dent in the back of your head because you're not paying attention. You ask for help and then poof, you go in a different direction. You know, that's trust and believing. If you're going to ask for help, you have to trust and you have to believe that they are going to bring you what you've asked for, something better or something similar. It may not always be the exact thing, especially if it's a human. You cannot ask for a human. Okay? I mean, excuse me. I am so sorry, you guys. It's so gross. But anyways, I am so sorry. So bad. So note to self, take the cough medicine after. You know, take the expectorant after you've done the show. So anyways, I've talked enough about this, so I'm going to get going because you don't need to hear me coughing and hacking up a lung. But, I am so sorry. Anyway. But yeah, and you know, I see the next card, which will be Monday. Tomorrow and Friday is a holiday, so I'm going to be taking that time off, to spend with my family down in San Diego. So, but Monday will be a good one. Monday's about vibrations, and you know, it's going to build on these. You know, I put these cards in order instead of just shuffling and going because each one is a step to number 60. Each one is a step on learning how to really kind of lean in to your trusting and your believing. And, you know, I know there are people out there saying, yeah, well, that's easier said than done. Yeah, it is. But if I can do it, you can do it. If I can learn how to trust and I can learn how to believe, then you can do it. I mean, you know, yesterday was a bit of a shit show for Sibling and I. And, you know, I'm grateful that, you know, when one of us falls apart, the other one manages not to. But for some reason, I knew that everything was going to be okay. I really did. And, you know, somehow it turned out okay. And, you know, there was a lot of, you know, jumping through hoops and, you know, going through the snake pit and avoid being bit, but it worked out. And now it's on to the next thing to make the next thing work out. So you just have to trust and believe. You just have to know that even on those days when it is a complete shit show, that this, you know, one of my father's favorite sayings, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And it's okay to sit in the feeling. Just don't, you know, fall asleep there. Sit in it, understand it, you know, heal it in your heart, however you need to do it, and then move forward, move on. Because if you hold on to those feelings, you're just carrying it into something, you know, something new that you don't need to. And like I said, each moon cycle, whether it's a new moon or a full moon, it's the day before, the day of, and the day after. So the day before, the day of, and the day after, those are all very important days, you know, especially in the new moon when you're trying to set manifestations. Those 3 are the most powerful days. I mean, basically, you're really kind of think of it as this way. The first day, you're really kind of thinking about that intention, right? Then on the new moon, you're like, all right, let's make this happen. And then on the third day, it's carrying it into the waxing cycle. It's carrying it into trying to bring it into fruition. I have manifested some pretty interesting stuff. And, you know, and you know, when I say you can't try to manifest people, you can try to manifest whatever it is that you want. You know, maybe you want to fall in love. Maybe you want to be a part of something special. But remember to be very specific. Okay. I mean, I've had relationships, and those relationships, I did learn a lot, and, you know, but they ended up not well because they were unhealthy. They were unhealthy. And, you know, I didn't know how to function in a healthy relationship. I just thought that if I could get somebody's attention, they would love me and then everything would be okay. But, you know, it takes work. And sometimes I was the only one doing the work. And it's not a pity party, guys. It's just, you know, it's how my brain worked. So when you're putting something out there for a relationship, put it out to somebody, you know, put it out there. to ask for somebody who will, work on the relationship with you, who, understands that there's going to be times when the day might be a shit show, right? But that you'll get through it, that you'll communicate and you'll talk. If you're in a new relationship and you feel like there's a struggle, communicate and talk. Sometimes the red flag is when somebody feels like, well, I don't need to talk. I didn't do anything. It needs to be double-sided. Okay. There's two sides to every relationship. And in order for it to work, you have to listen to the needs of your partner. Okay. You have to listen to the needs of your partner. I fell short on that. And by that, I mean, I fell short on, I wanted to be the one to communicate, but I wasn't being listened to. I was just told everything's fine. Everything's okay. And my feelings were dismissed and not validated. And I just thought, okay, well, that's okay. That's okay because they love me. But it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. And I'm not saying they're bad people. It was just, like I said, it was a long time ago. And, relationships that are meant to work out. The ones that aren't. But we take lessons from those. We learn from them. And so when you're putting out your law of attraction, you may not get the person that you're asking for. And you may, who knows, you may put it out there. I mean, just put it out there, but always put this or something better. And it doesn't mean that there's someone better than the person you're asking for, but it might be the person that is meant for you. So, I putting out an actual specific person may not work. That's why you want to say, because people have free will. People have free will. The higher powers don't kidnap them and throw them into your life. No, they have free will. But the whole point is just putting it out there. I want to fall in love with somebody that's magical. That's amazing. That will fit my life like that missing puzzle piece. And I'd like to fit in their life as that missing puzzle piece. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy and grateful for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then trust and believe that it'll happen. And remember, their timing, the universe, your higher powers, your deities, all of them, their timing is not necessarily our timing. So you have to be patient. I hate being patient. Patience is not my strong suit, but I'm trying. And I'm much better at it. But patience really is, trust plus believing equals patience. Trust plus believing equals patience. Just go on with your life. Maybe revisit your manifestation once a day in the morning. I'm so happy and grateful that, this or something better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then let it go. Let it fly. Give it the wings. Give it the wings that it needs. All right. So that's your universal message for today. And remember, again, don't get tied up in the words, the phrases. The universe to you could be the universe. Or it could be your higher power, or it could be your source that you lean into. So, or it could just be whatever. If you don't believe in anything, it could be your inside, your gut instinct. But we all, no matter what you believe, we all have a very certain vibration. And just to kind of prove that point, have you ever met people that they kind of, either you're like, whoa, you're like the coolest person I've ever met and I've known you for 2 seconds, or you can feel if they're shy, you can feel if they're tense, but, and you're wondering, like, how do I know these things? How do I feel these things? I remember one time, a long time ago, I got to meet some people and it was really exciting. And, one person was just like, woo, and you're like, oh my God, I could talk to you all day long. And then the next person's kind of like, they were very shy. They were very kind of, I don't want to say withdrawn, but introverted. And you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, did I do something wrong? And then, you're with other people and they're like, no, they seemed very nervous. And it's like, okay, well, no problem. Or when you walk into a room, right? And maybe you're the one that's shy, and somehow you end up migrating towards the other shy people and you start up a conversation and everyone's like, oh, I never thought I'd meet somebody at this party. And you're like, oh my God, that's me too, because you're drawing it to you. But you're lucky enough that you have this energy pushing you towards people like that. So you all have a good time. It's like being at that wedding table that's way in the back. So I don't know. People talk about that like a table where they put all the people they don't want to be there. But that just seems mean. I don't know. It's like, why would you invite them then? It just seems stupid. But yeah, anyways, maybe I watch too many movies. That could be the problem. So anyways, yeah, before I have another coughing attack, I guess that's it. So remember that, all right? Hang on to this message. In fact, since I won't be back until Monday, which I think is the 28th, I think it's the 28th. So Monday the 28th, I will be back. I do apologize for not being here yesterday. I'm trying so hard to get better by tomorrow because I get to see baby sibling tomorrow. And it's been a while since I've seen her. I haven't been able to travel last year. So it's been about that long since I've seen her, and it's making me sad. But I also want to see my whole family. I haven't seen my whole family since like Easter. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really trying to be better. And like I said, I feel much better than I sound, but I think it's because everything is finally just healing. But that's your job for the next 4 days. Think of, and if you want, start small. Start small. Something that you can manifest just like that, right? Start small. I mean, you don't have to start small. I'm just saying that if you're a person that struggles with trusting and believing, now's the time to see what you can manifest. And it could be anything, like maybe, you have to work tomorrow, and this is a long shot, but, maybe you can say, oh, maybe I'm so happy and grateful my boss lets me go early, and like I said, that is a long shot, but it's possible, and anything is possible. There's always possibilities out there of things, working in your favor, but you have to trust and believe in it. All right. So again, the next 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, try to manifest something, try to put that intention out there. And, for me today, I'm so happy and grateful that I feel 100% or at least 98% tomorrow better. All right. So, I'll see everybody back here Monday, November 28th for card number 9. And I'm super excited. We're going to get rolling. I know by Monday I'm going to be back on track and we're going to start flying through these cards, 4 cards a week. So, please take care of yourselves. If you are in the United States or if you're elsewhere, but you celebrate Thanksgiving, please, please, please be safe. Don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. Okay. If you need a driver, have a driver. But be safe, be careful. It's a trafficy time, so be patient. All right. Or maybe gratitude your traffic. If you are in Southern California, they actually say, if you're traveling tomorrow, travel before 11 and after 6. Okay. So travel before 11 a.m. and after 6 p.m. Believe it or not, sibling and I always leave at 8 or 8:30 because we know. But unfortunately, my aunt's always cool. My aunt and uncle are always cool about me getting there early. So I'm so sorry. So again, have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see everybody back here Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm starting to cough again, so all the places that you can find this: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, the Aloha Perspective on the Facebook page. All right. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for bearing through my coughing. And I will see you on Monday. Have a safe holiday and weekend.